Welcome to Melbourne TV. I'm joined by Paul Roos for this week's edition of Roos Views. And Roosy, good to be chatting, but a bit of a disappointing day on the weekend.
Yeah, big change from last week. You know, we felt last week we were really consistent with our attack on the footy, and probably not only our game, it just shows if you don't bring your A game. We saw some results on the weekend that probably most people didn't expect, ours included. If you don't bring your A game, the competition's tough, and I know people have been putting Essendon down a bit, but they showed on the weekend that their best footy's very, very good.
Yeah. What's it been like around the club, just sort of dealing with the players and I guess the coaches just after a game like that?
Yeah, look, it's always, first 24 hours are unbelievably disappointing. That's probably the first part of it. And then the analytical side kicks in when you start to watch the game and look at the review. And then, probably the main message is to the players that, each individual player needs to address their own performance first. You know, what do they think changed from the week before? Is that during the week? Is that their mindset? So we've had some really good discussions with our leaders and good discussions with players. I think the consensus is we're on the right path, but we've just got to do better more consistently.
What do you make of some of the commentary around the game, fatheads or tired players, that sort of thing? I mean, how do you sort of assess all that?
I think we did have a couple of young guys that, we probably shouldn't have played Angus. That's a selection error on our behalf. Clayton, you'd never know week 2 after your first game. He looked really, really tired. In terms of the big head, I mean, again, it's hard, but there's no doubt there would have been a few of them. So, look, all those comments are relevant. And certainly for us, we've got to carry that baggage of when we go in as favourites, we tend to, don't play as well. So that's something you've got to change perception, and we've got to start to perform better in those games.
Yeah. The body language of Jesse Hogan's also been talked about a bit. What have you made about that, and have you sort of chatted to Jesse about it?
Yeah, look, again, you understand why that takes place because there's a lot of people commentating on football. Yeah, look, we will address that with Jesse, but I see it more as a development. He's a competitive player. I don't see it as a pattern that's going to continue. Certainly something we talk to Jesse about because of the development of his all-round game, but it's not a concern at the moment, and we're confident that Jesse will come out and play really well this week.
Heading down to Tassie this weekend, first game Bellerive for the club. How are you sort of looking ahead to this week's clash, and also a pretty tough one against the King? Yeah,
look, they're a high-quality team, obviously a team that's expected to contend this year, so for us it's a really good challenge. Sometimes going away after a big loss is important because you get together with the group, there's no distractions, you can talk more about footy. Look, we know it's going to be a tough game, but we believe if we play as well as we've done the previous 4 weeks, we give ourselves a chance.
Selection, do you make many changes this week? The Kanga's obviously pretty tall up forward. Do you bring in a couple of, look at the taller guys, Dunny and Frosty, those sort of guys? Do they come in the mix?
Well, look, we've really been happy with the way Dunny's responded and went back down and played well on the weekends. One of the things we want to be really strong on is trying to pick an informed team and a team that plays the way we want to play, and trying to reward guys' performances at Casey.
All right, mate, plenty to get through, but good chatting as always, and best luck for this weekend.
Thanks, Bergs.